Greetings, Monty, on Zos Hanukkah evening. And this is Parshas Vayigash this week. And appropriately enough, the Akdama to the Bracha of HaTzadikkim begins that God told Yaakov, Yosef Yoshis Yado Einecha. Yosef will cover your will place your eyes over his. I'm sorry, his hand over your eyes when Yaakov passed away. And Yaakov trusted Hashem, and afterwards it was fulfilled. How does that relate? So Levush writes that the 13th bracha of HaTzadikkim, corresponding to that which Malachim said, Baruch Atah Hashem Mishal Miftach HaTzadikkim, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Yaakov, Yosef Yoshis Yado Einecha, and he trusted that. So that is HaKadosh Baruch Hu was recognized by Malachim as a Mishon, Miftach, reliance, and a security for tzaddikim, and that was the link to this week's parsha. And they made it. They put it after the bracha of Moshinim because once the Rishonim are eradicated, then the Toromamna Karnot Tzaddikim, the horns of the tzaddikim will be uplifted. It says Chorish Karnei Rishonim Agadeya Toromamna Karnot Tzaddik, a pasuk which says exactly that point. Gerim are included with the tzaddikim in this bracha because it says, "Mipnei seva takum v'adata pnei zokein." Before elderly man, you should rise and you should give honor to the face of an elder here, meaning a sage. That as it points out here, that in the introduction here from Levush, that a tzaddik. It means here zaken means a tzaddik, and as we know, ein zaken elazesh kana chachma. There is the only person who's somech, the only person who is considered to be a tzaddik zaken. Sorry, is a person who's acquired wisdom. Then immediately after that, in the pasuk, after Neseba Takum Adat Bnei Zaken. Again, Zaken referring to tzaddikim. It says the pasuk of Chayagur Itcha Ger. If a ger dwells with you, so gerim are adjacent and juxtaposed to tzaddikim for obvious reasons. So they have to include one bracha. The Arizmash says in this bracha, a person should have in mind to daven for the benefit of tzaddikim because we live by their lights, by their grace, by their merit. He puts it as kibetuva manuchaim. But it's hard to translate what Tov means in this context. But the point is that we need the tzaddikim. And then he says, as long as in the world, there's bracha and toiva in the world. We should especially daven, says Yarzvash, for the good of the gerei tzedek. And you should, when saying this bracha, a person should have in mind to love them like his own soul. Kind mitzvahs and fulfill the mitzvah b'havtem esager. And he finishes off, at least the quote here, because the love of the ger is directly connected to the love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the love of Torah. Powerful words. Okay, so that is the introduction to HaTzadikkim, the bracha itself. HaTzadikkim, tzaddikim are the people who fight their Yetzer Hara. In the classic nomenclature, unlike the nomenclature of Tanya, which has a different definition of tzaddik in Tanakh, usually, at least the way the Malbim and others learn, a tzaddik refers to somebody who's still fighting the Yetzer Hara. Chassid is somebody who's vanquished the Yetzer Hara. Okay, so but it's a little bit so normally you say a chassid is higher than a tzaddik, but here it seems to be somewhat difficult because seems to be going down. Al tzaddikim, al chasidim, al ziknei amcha beis yisrael v'aplitas sofrei. So it seems to be going down in madrigas. It's not clear to me how to reconcile this. Abu Dram reconciles it. The Abu Dram says that tzaddikim are those, in this case, who never sinned at all, which actually is like the Baal Tania's tzaddik. A chassid is about tshuva. So to David said, Shamra nafshi ki chassid ani, meaning I'm a Baal Tshuva. Otherwise, he would not be able to call himself a chassid unless he meant that he is doing tshuva. He brings down here from somebody that the pay member, I don't know what that is, Panimiros, I don't know what it is. But the Chassid is rooted in the word Tosefes. I mean, it's not Chesed means Tosefes. So Footner has a beginning part of Yitzchak, I forget which volume. He says that Chesed is expansive, Gevura is contractive. So constrictive maybe is right there. So the word Chesed means expansive. The way he translates it here, it means a tosefes, an addition, expansion, whether it is tov or ra, whether it's good or bad. So it's noteworthy that he says here that chesed is an expansiveness, whether for positive, whether for negative. You know that while achoso in the Torah it says it's iser ki chesedu. So it can be a tosefes, an expansiveness, whether positive or negative. About tshuva, he says, requires this expansiveness. He needs to add fences and siyokim ugdarim, fences and two types of fences, more than a person who was a tzaddik to begin with. That's Chazal say that the hay is olam hazeh. You drop out on the bottom, and if you want to come up, you have to come up through the side, because if you come up through the top, to the bottom, milsa. In other words, Baal Tshuva has to come up to a higher madrega than when he fell out. He says, so according to this pshat, which is not the same as Avutra, a Chassid Gamur is somebody who always did lifni mishuras hadin. He always went beyond the letter of the law. And that was, David says, Shamar Nafshiki Chassid Ani. He said I'm sorry. Chassid Gomer Meikara is somebody who does lifnei mishuras hadin, is expansive. And David is saying here, Shamar Nafshiki Chassid Ani, because he's not so healthy spiritually, because he sinned already. So a person's healthy doesn't need so much shmirah, as opposed to David, who became a chassid after becoming an avera. He needs more shmirah, right? The gsyokim and gedorim, which we were talking about. So this way, obviously, it works out. HaTzadikkim is the highest madrega, a person who never sinned. HaChazdim is a person who is about tshuva. And then we go on to Ziknei Amcha Beis Yisrael. These are people who are not knowledgeable generically, without the outstanding traits of a tzaddik or a chassid. Then we say Pleta Sofreim, the remnant of their Sofrim. So in the he brings down that this means that so possibly that first of all, Ziknei Amcha Beis Yisrael could be the leaders of the generation who are oskim b'sarchei tzibur be'emunah. And Pleta Sofrim, it says, are the Sofrim Mulamdei Tinokos B'nei Yisrael, the people who are teaching Jewish children, upon whom it says that they are like Matzdikei Rabim, Matzdikei Rabim K'Chovim Olam Vayim, that those who merit the masses are like shining stars. Or Sofreim could mean those who count the letters in the Torah and the number of psukim, which is an interesting idea, but then it wouldn't be so relevant nowadays. The Ilum Tefillah says that the Sofrim were Chachmei Teresh Ba'al in general. Right? He brings down a couple of other possibilities, but I think that a Pleta Sofrim would be likely to mean those who still write Sforim. In other words, once upon a time there were great Sofrim. We don't have such great Sofrim anymore, so therefore we have Pleta Sofrim, the remnant, the people who are still involved in that to this very day. So it's writers, but it's writers who are obviously not in Madriga of yesteryear, so therefore they are called Pleitas Sofreim. That's my own idea. I don't know if there's any validity, but that's how I would possibly interpret the language of Pleitas Sofreim. And of course, Gerei HaTzedek, they are, as we said, Gerei HaTzedek deserve a special bracha samuch to the tzaddikim. And v'oleinu, and upon us as well, Yemuna rachamecha Hashem Elokeinu. Kodesh Baruch Hu, may your rachamim be applied. Homiyah means like a yearning application. So it should be applied to all these individuals, including ourselves. So it's interesting here that the Anaf Yosef says that the Tur and the Kobo wrote that in this bracha there are 42 words. So that according to that, the gears will not be Yemuna Rachamecha, Ela Yemu, but rather Yemu Rachamecha without the No, because otherwise it's 43. And the Rambam Avudrom do not have the word No. I recently saw in the Siddur that this article Siddur or somewhere else that in the Chala Agadol, in the when all the 26 things it says Kilam Chazdo, Eretz Yisrael is not mentioned. And so one of the Farshim, I don't remember who it is, says that that's because Eretz Yisrael was not a chesed. It was promised us by a Kodesh Baruch Hu. It's not a chesed for him to give it to us. And that was the bris. That was the covenant. To Avraham Avinu. So it's not a chesed. So here too you can say a similar idea that why would you leave out the Noah? Because it's a nice thing, please, right? Because Yemur Rachamecha means this should happen. It should well out. It should be a yearning of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in and of itself. It is a yearning of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in and of itself to give bracha to these righteous people. So therefore, it doesn't require the Noah in order for this to happen. And the word the homiyah means we know Hashem wants to do it. So it's not as if requesting him to do it, something which otherwise he might not do. No, he wants to do it. So we're just saying, okay, and this should be fulfilled, and there shouldn't be any impediments for it to be fulfilled. Possibly that's the pshat over here. Again, the question whether to say no or don't say no, I believe our minhag is to say no. The same sakra tov v'chobotchem b'shimcha v'emes. So you should give a sakra tov, a good reward. I've heard people misread this. Schar tov, which is incorrect. Schar tov would mean the reward of the goodness. But no, it means a good reward. Okay, so there is a Dover Shalom on this. He says that somebody who trusts another person to help him and to do good with him, even though that he is mated with him, nevertheless, it doesn't give him. He doesn't have sachar tov for the bitachon which he trust him, and all he gets is that he is mated with him. But Kodesh Baruch Hu is mated with those who trust him to fulfill all of their desires, and also gives a sachar tov to the people who trust him because they trusted him. I didn't make that clear. I don't think I made that clear. Let me repeat that quickly. The Kodesh Baruch Hu's, if I trust another human being, so I trust him to do something for me. So if they do that for me, that's what they're supposed to do, and they've done it. And they fulfilled the obligation. There's no more to it. But when I trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he not only does the thing for me, or maybe not, but besides that, there is reward on the bitachon itself. So the saying Sachar Tov is beyond the regular schar, which we too reciprocate for the thing in which I have bitachon. There's also a higher schar, so to speak, the schar for my goodness. The good reward for something which is beyond what I asked for, and which it's bestowed separately for the bitachon which we had. Okay, it's getting late, so maybe we'll have to come back to that point next time. It's almost 15 minutes, so we will stop here for tonight.